Hare Krishna. Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
நல்லா இருக்கீங்களா?
நல்லா இருக்கோம்.
ரொம்ப நாளாச்சு பார்த்து பிரபு.
நீங்க எப்படி இருக்கீங்க?
நல்லா இருக்கிறோம் பாபு.
நல்லா இருக்கீங்களா?
Nice to see you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, man.
Patita Pavan Sitaram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya. Hare Krishna.
Nice to see you, Prabhu. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Deepika. We haven't met before, but we will start in. Just give us another 2 minutes, Prabhu. We will start at 8:05.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for a few more participants to join us, and then we will start.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Ragupati Raghav Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. So today is the last day.
No, Prabhu, today is the penultimate day. Tomorrow is the last day.
Okay.
I think we are really looking forward to listening to you, and I'm sure that you will bring it to a nice close for us today.
Okay. So you had 3 different groups based on languages?
Yes, Prabhu. So we had 3 different groups, English, Malayalam, and Tamil.
Okay.
And this group that you're addressing today was primarily the English group.
Okay.
And yes, so we haven't had a chance to hear you. The rest of the groups have had a chance to hear you, both Malayalam and Tamil. So we thought we should invite you to this one also and be blessed by your discourse.
But mostly everyone understands Tamil, right?
No, Prabhu. Not mostly, yes. So it's this group is mostly English. So
okay.
Yeah, so that means today you're speaking to people who are, I think, about 50% will be English understanding. But the rest will probably understand, yes. Me included, I don't understand Tamil either. Hare Krishna, Prabhu Vishnu, do I have your permission to start?
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome back to our Ramayan pastimes. Today is the 31st day of our Ramayan Katha. and is also the penultimate day of our Katha. We are very fortunate to have with us a very learned devotee. He has been in the devotional service for many years, educating himself and learning from scriptures. He has a doctorate in Bhagavad Gita and has been conducting Bhagavad Gita sessions on a TV channel for the last 5 years. This is over and above his duties as a temple president of ISKCON Trivandrum and chairman of ISKCON Kerala. As a custodian of the 500 years old Krishna temple in Tiruvalla, he has had a chance to strengthen his devotional service. It is indeed the mercy of Lord Ram that we are getting an opportunity to hear the Lord's pastimes from this blessed devotee who is joining us all the way from Trivandrum, Kerala. Please welcome His Grace Jagat Sakshi Prabhu. Over to you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutiraye. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. My pranams to all of you, all the senior assembled Vaishnavas. Today is kind of a concluding session of Ramayana. So we were asked to speak about the essence or summary of Ramayana. So, in Valmiki, in the first chapter of Ramayana, he writes very beautifully, this is not the story of Ram. Actually, the word Ramayana means, Ayana means journey. Ramayana means journey of Lord Ram, which means the story of Lord Ram, saga. But Valmiki, the author himself writes, this is not the story of Lord Ram. Sitayam Charitam Mahat. This is story of Mother Sita, which is true because Ramayana ends when Sita, Mother Sita, goes into earth. She disappears into earth. Then after that, Lord Ram ruled for 11,000 years. But all that is explained in a couple of chapters and everything is over. Sita lived for almost like 36 or 38 years. That is explained in 7 cantos. After that, Ram lived for 11,000 years alone. That is explained in a couple of chapters and it's finished. So that is why Valmiki Maharishi, the great sage, says, this is actually not about Lord Ram. This is about Sita. Charitra. the epic of Mother Sita. So, the hidden underlying understanding of Ramayana is who will please the Lord more? There are two kinds of bhakti, viraha and sambhoga. The joy of union and the pain of separation, and both are considered to be devotion. There is a particular kind of devotion when the Lord and the beloved, when they come in union. And viraha, when they get separated, they experience a different kind of love, different kind of bhakti. So our scripture says viraha bhakti is the topmost, the love in separation. Imagine you have a tiny baby girl, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, and she has gone to school. And she's just learning things. She's just picking up things. The mother would be restless. Till she comes back from school, the thought of mother about the girl will be very severe and very intense. Once she comes back home, then the feeling won't be that intense. So bhakti in viraha is considered to be the topmost bhakti. That is why in Bhagavat, Radharani experiences the viraha bhakti, the love in separation. In Ramayana, Mother Sita experiences that love in separation. So the love in separation is considered to be the topmost bhakti. Viraha. In viraha, in separation, vipralamba, the emotions, the feelings are very intense and deep. So, to put it in a circle, to get the essence, Rama on his maiden journey, the first journey of Lord Ram from his palace, after finishing Gurukul, he met 3 powerful women in his first journey. Rama finished his Gurukula and he has just come back to palace. And Vishwamitra appeared there and told, please send your son Ram along with me because the demons are attacking the hermits in the jungle, and they are not allowing the hermits to perform their rites and puja. The sages are very deeply troubled and tortured, and some of them were killed. The demons pour urine and flesh and blood in the Yajna Kunda. They create such a bad situation. So please, Dasharatha, send your son Ram with me so that Ram can protect us. And Dasharatha thought, my son is a young lad. Just finished his Gurukula and he has come back. How can I send my son? And that's a beautiful story. Finally, Dasharatha is kind of forced to send his son. That was the maiden journey of Lord Ram, the first journey. So, Ayanam, Ramayanam. Ayanam means journey. So that was the first maiden journey of Lord Ram. And Ram met 3 powerful ladies in that journey. And that is all about Ramayana. 3 powerful ladies. Who are they? First, Lord Ram met Tadaka, the demoness, the she-demon. Second, Ram met Ahalya, the noble, virtuous chaste, and the sattvic, the good one. And third, Ram met Mother Sita. So each one represents something in bhakti, something in life. Tadaka represents bad, negativity, evil forces, demon. So Ram went and with the help of his weapons, he killed Tadaka, and her two sons fled away, ran away from the place. A second, Ram hesitated, thinking that how can I kill a woman? Because Shastras very clearly says we can never disturb or torture or trouble a woman, even if she commits mistake. They are like kids, they have to be protected. Who is a leader? Leader is a virtuous man who protects animal, old people, children, and women. He is a perfect leader. Taking care of them. So, Ram hesitated for a moment. How can I kill a lady? But then Vishwamitra said, no, don't think her as a lady, man, and all. She is a Rakshasi. Just kill her. So using celestial, mystical, magical weapons, Ram killed Tadaka. That's the first lady Ram met. And she represents negativity, evil forces, bad things, and the bad decision. So negative things will get punishment. That is very clear, very clear. There is no doubt on it. And the second is the beautiful Ahalya. The most virtuous, chaste, the noble, and the pure one, Ahalya. Ahalya, Indra had a very bad eye on Ahalya. So one day when the great sage Gautama went to Ganges to take a bath, and why did Gautama left the hermit? Indra took the form of a rooster, and Indra came and sat on top of the roof and started making noise, the rooster, in the early morning. Indra assumed the form of a rooster. Great sage Gautama thought it's like about to sunrise. He was mistaken, and he left the hermit and went to Ganges to take bath. At the time, Indra again changed his form into the great sage Gautama and walked inside Ahalya's hermit. Ahalya thought her husband Gautama had come and she served him. Then Indra went back. Gautama came and understood, realized that something has happened here. Gautama was furious. He was furious. He was rage in anger. He was boiling, screaming. He said, you are fallen. You have done the grievous sin. And Ahalya said, I didn't know. How do I know? I thought that's you. Then Gautama became very furious and said, you don't know the difference between your husband and Indra? So I curse you to become a stone. And the sages, all of them felt bad. What mistake Ahalya had done in this life? All the great sages felt very bad. And they all said, don't worry. In Treta Yuga, Lord Ram will be passing by this area and he will bless you back. So from that day, so intensely, deeply, Ahalya is chanting Krishna Rama's name. Ram, Ram, she's chanting all the time. Because by the power of her mantra, you know the scales of yuga, it is Satya, that's how the yugas are. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. Satya is one. Treta means 3. Dwapara, Dwa means double, 2. And Kali is 4. You see the order, it is 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4. That's not what we have learnt in school. We have learned 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is actually 1, 3, 2, 4. Every kalpa, in every cycle, it is Satya, Dwapara, Treta, Kali. That is how it is in every cycle. But in this particular cycle where we are living, it is Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. There is a change, there is a twist. Why? The sages told Ahalya, Ram will come in Treta Yuga, the third Yuga. And she is living in Satya Yuga. So out of her severe penance and the deep, intense chanting, so perfect chanting, Yuga switched. Look at the power of chanting. Yuga switched. And the Yuga which is supposed to come in 3, the place 3 came at 2. So Ram came ahead. Ahalya was a stone. But what mistake Ahalya did in her life to get this curse, to go through this pain? Then when Ram was walking by, he put his lotus foot on that stone and a very beautiful lady came out, a noble, virtuous, chaste lady. And Ram asked, "Who are you?" And she said, "I am Ahalya." And Ram heard the whole story of Ahalya and he got moved. He felt, this lady is punished unnecessarily. At that time, sage Gautama appeared there and said, "My lord, why did you save her? She is a sinner. You know what grievous sin she had committed?" Then Ram said, "I heard the whole story and she is not at fault." Then Gautama said, "No, she doesn't know the difference between her husband and Indra. How can that be?" Ram got a little upset. Ram said, "You did the mistake first. You could not find out who is a rooster and who is Indra. You got mistaken, first believing rooster to be Indra to be rooster." Then Lord Ram asked Ahalya, "If you wish, I can grant you liberation right now." But Ahalya said, "Somehow I have displeased my husband, Gautama. I will take some more time and please him properly. And in the end of this life, I will come back to your lotus feet." So, Tadaka is very clear. The first lady in Rama's journey, Tadaka, she is very clear. She did something wrong. She represents evil, negative, and she got punished. Now you see Ahalya's case. She is a noble, virtuous lady. Then why she was punished? The great lesson of Ramayana. Ramayana says, just being good is not enough. By being good, you still face problems. So you see, Ahalya and Tadaka. Tadaka represents bad, Ahalya represents good. And both of them face, pain. Tadaka was killed and Ahalya was like tortured so much. So what is the difference between good and bad? Suppose you do good, also you do good. That is a story. Bharata never did anything wrong in his life. Lakshmana did not do anything wrong. Ram did not do anything wrong. Sita did not do anything. And still they all went through the pains of material nature. Do bad, we suffer bad. Do good, still we suffer bad. What a crazy world this is. You help someone by giving him money, lend him money, help him. And one day you go back and ask him, "Please give me my money back," and that man becomes your enemy. You have helped him, but what he got in return? Enmity. Ramayana clearly says, just being good is not enough. Something more is required. And what is that? Connect every activity to the Lord, and it should be done as prasada of the Lord. Whatever we do, yad juhoshi, yad asnasi, yad juhoshi, yad tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kuruswama tarpanam. Whatever you eat, Arjuna, offer it to me and eat. Whatever you think, whatever you do, whatever karma, whatever you perform, everything should be connected to Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, even though it is good, it will bring some reaction. So the second lady was Ahalya. Goodness, just goodness is not enough. It has to be spiritualized. That is why we don't help people giving food. We offer that food, convert it into prasada, and we help people. We don't do it directly. Right? And the third personality is Mother Sita. First is Tadaka, second is Ahalya, and third is Mother Sita. Tadaka represents sin, Ahalya represents goodness, and Mother Sita represents bhakti, devotion. That is why Valmiki said this is Sita's story. Sita represents, devotion. Externally, it may look that, it's all pain in devotion. Because the pain and torture which Sita went through, a normal human being will never face that in this material world. He can't take it up. So generally people think devotion means it is trouble, it's full of problems, it's full of pain, and Lord will test us, there will be challenges. It is all external. Deeply, that living entity gets connected to the Supreme Lord and the relationship becomes so deeper. Very deep it becomes the relationship. And all these external sufferings are for one lifetime only. Next lifetime, from that, he's eternally going to live with the Supreme Lord. So, Valmiki took Ram Lakshman through a wrong route, different route. So Ram and Lakshman are wondering, why are we not going back to Ayodhya in the same route? Why Vishwamitra is taking us in a different route? Then they realized they are taking a different route and going to Ayodhya, and Mithila is on the route. Mithila, the kingdom of great Maharaja Janaka, and his daughter is Maithili. Mithila Raja's daughter is Maithili, and she's also called Janaki because she's Janaka's daughter. And that's her Swayambara. And they had a very strange this thing. Hundreds of wrestlers, bodybuilders, they are lifting a Shiva Dhanush, bow of Lord Shiva. And that's placed. And whoever wants to marry Mother Sita should lift that bow and tie that thing. And nobody could even move it. Nobody could move it. All the kings of Kalinga, Magadha, Angada, the bards are announcing, next the king from Kalinga will walk in. And the king walks in, beating his shoulders, arms, and thighs. He couldn't move the bow even for an inch. Then he's like tired, he walks off. Then the bard announced, now the king of Andhaka. Then the next comes. The kings coming and trying to prove themselves. And Sita Mata, Sita Devi is sitting on the crown, unimpressed. She was not impressed at all. She didn't bother, she's not paying attention even to find out what's going on in the assembly. She is just completely not related to the place. And suddenly the bard announced, now the prince of Surya dynasty, Raghava, Rajiva Lochana, Raghuvamsha Tilaka, Rama, the first son of Dasharatha Maharaj. Chak! Sita Devi opened her eyes. When she heard Ram's name, she opened her eyes. And she saw, she's trying to run her eyes through the crowd to find out where is Mother Sita. Sorry, Ram. And Sita could locate the lotus feet of Ram. And Ram majestically walked in. Like a baby plucking flower from the plant, Ram simply lifted the bow and put it on ground. To string the bow, so strong he pulled, the bow broke into pieces with a deadly noise. And people were all watching from the ceilings of the palace and different places. And the noise was so tremendous, people from the first floor, they fell on the ground, boom, like that. And Sita was like so happy. Hundreds and hundreds of men brought that bow. And Ram broke it off easy. Now the question is, why such kind of a game? Why Janaka put a game like that? Because one day, when Janaka was walking in his palace, early morning, Mother Sita was given the responsibility of taking care of the Shiva Dhanush, the bow of Lord Shiva. She's supposed to clean and keep it clean and do arati, and offer flowers, because that's a transcendental, worshipable paraphernalia, because it's Lord Shiva's. So every day she's cleaning and worshipping and offering flowers. That's her duty. So one day Janaka saw her young, beautiful baby girl. She was what, just 11, 12-year-old at the time. She was cleaning and wiping and mopping the room. And nobody was there, early morning hours. She saw nobody is looking at her, noticing her, and Janaka Maharaja is peeping through a hole. She lifted the bow, cleaned, and put it back. And Janaka was like, oh, his heart came out of his mouth. My baby girl just lifting the bow, which was carried by hundreds and hundreds of soldiers. She just lifted the bow, cleaned the place, and put it back. Then Janaka thought, the man who marries my daughter should have the strength of at least lifting this bow. Otherwise, what is the match? That's how he had this Swayamvara, the great game. Janaka became very happy, and he announced that Janaki, daughter of Maharaj Janaka, will marry Ram, son of Maharaj Dashrath. Then Janaki is going gently walking with a beautiful flower garland. And she is supposed to drop that garland on Ram's neck. But Ram thought of, playing a game with Mother Sita. So Ram did not bend, he was standing straight. And Sita could not reach the garland around Ram's neck. She couldn't drop the garland because Ram is standing straight, erect like that, and Sita could not drop the garland. She's trying. And in the assembly, hundreds and thousands of people are watching, and she's feeling embarrassed, and her face and all blushing, turning colors. Then Lakshmana saw the beautiful Janaki struggling, and he was wondering why Ram is playing this game now. Putting her in an uncomfortable situation in front of so many men. So thinking like that, Lakshmana ran in between and touched Ram's feet and said, you did it amazing. It was wonderful. And he touched Ram's feet. As soon as Lakshmana touched Ram's feet, Ram automatically bowed down to lift him up. So much of affection towards Lakshmana. Ram bowed down to lift Lakshmana up. Then Ram bent, bowed down. Sita Mata dropped garland around his neck. And people were all laughing in that assembly. So Sita had a great love for Lakshman too. Because the first day Lakshmana saved Mother Sita. Many, many lessons. And one day, both Ram and Sita were privately sitting in Chitrakuta in jungle. And every day Mother Sita was thanking Kaikeyi again and again. Kaikeyi, thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you so much. Sita was very happy. They were banished to jungle for 14 years. She was very happy about it. Because in Ayodhya, She will never get a private time with Lord Ram. She will never get an audience with Ram. Because Ram is always busy with the Brahmanas, with the sages, with the rishis, with the ministers, going around the city, helping people, taking care of kingdom, helping his father. Never, even if he's free, people will come around and talk to him because everyone loved Ram in the whole of Koshala, Ayodhya dynasty, Raghava, Raghu dynasty. Everybody loved Ram. She never gets time to spend with Ram. Now she has got complete 14 years all for herself. She was actually jumping in joy. Thanking Kaikeyi so much because Kaikeyi, you brought this joy for me. So one day in the jungle in Chitrakoot, Mother Sita was like massaging Ram's feet. And suddenly something struck her. She was thinking something and she removed her finger and threw it away. It's a beautiful, ring, finger ring. She removed her finger ring and threw it away. Ram asked, Janaki, why are you throwing that ring? Sita said, no, the ring has many, many stones. And look at your feet. Your feet is so soft like butter. So soft. What if the stones in the ring pricks you or hurts you? I don't want that to happen. Ram smiled and said, Janaki, I know your heart. Sita started blushing. Her face had all turned pink. Ram said, don't hide from me. I know what you are thinking. Then Sita said, no, nothing like that. What? Then Ram said, I know your mind. You are thinking that one day my master Lord Ram stamped a stone and a beautiful girl woke up from the stone, Ahalya. Today I have a ring and that ring has got 9 gemstones. What if 9 ladies come out of these stones? Thinking like that, he threw it away. And Sita was smiling because that's what Sita thought. What if ladies come out of my ring? So beautiful pastimes of Ram and Sita. And that's the time Ravana entered. Still Ram and Sita would be inseparable. There is no external force in this world which can separate the Lord from Mother Sita. No energy can separate. But that one harsh word Mother Sita spoke. When Ram said, Lakshmana, you be here in the ashram, never leave the ashram, never leave the hut. I will go behind that golden deer. I suspect it should be some Maya. Let me go. I will go and find it out. And I suspect this is some demon's work. Please don't leave this place. Ram specifically warned Lakshmana, and Lakshmana said, I will not leave the place. And Ram went. And purposely the golden deer Maricha screamed in Lord Ram's voice, Sita, Sita, Abhayam, save me, save me. That's it. Mother Sita was very disturbed. Janaki was disturbed. She was telling Lakshmana, something has happened to your brother. My Prabhu is in danger. Please go and save him. Then Lakshmana said, Mother, be very calm. There is no energy in the 14 planetary system which can check Lord Ram. Don't worry. Then Sita was consoled. But just after a few moments, again Maricha screamed in Ram's voice, Sita, Abhayam, save me. I am dying, please. And this time, Mother Sita lost all her composure. She said, something has happened to Ram and I feel so bad, so uneasy. Please go and check what has happened to your brother. Again, Lakshmana said, Mother Sita, there is no such energy in these 14 planetary systems which can check Lord Ram. But this time Sita was very upset and angry. She said, Lakshmana, now I understand your heart. You are a selfish, poisonous person. And Lakshmana was like shocked. He has not even dreamt anything like that. Then Sita continued saying, I know what is your intention. You want your brother to be dead and killed by the demon so that you can attain me. Don't even think about it. And Mother Sita said, Lakshmana's heart broke into millions of pieces. He never thought anything like that in his life. Hot tears were gliding down his cheeks. His body was trembling. Like a dead man, he walked from that hut. That one offensive statement, what Mother Sita said, separated Ram from Sita for 1 year. This offense, that's why we should never hurt a bhakta, because Lord is staying in his heart. The moment we speak unreasonable things, hurt him with our words, immediately the Lord will walk out from the lotus heart. That separated Mother Sita from Ram for 1 full year. Then the pain of separation, both Ram and Mother Sita experience. This pain of separation reveals the intense love of the Lord the devotee has. So in the competition, who will please the Lord more? In that competition, actually Sita won. She satisfied Lord Ram more by becoming totally selfless. So Valmiki is comparing Mother Sita to be a sandalwood. The sandalwood, we keep rubbing the sandalwood, and the sandalwood produces amazing sandalwood paste, aromatic, pleasing. So sandal is dying, sandal is killing himself and giving aromatic paste to the world. In the same way, Mother Sita, being selfless, tormenting her own self, troubling her own self, giving pleasure to Ram and all the devotees. That is why in Tyaga, Sita won the competition of Tyaga. Sitayam Charitam Mahat. So that 1 full year what Sita lived in Ashokavana in Lanka. Even today, if you go to Sri Lanka, you can see this beautiful place, Ashokavana. So why that name? Full of shoka, the sadness of Mother Sita. She forgotten her food, she forgotten her sleep. She's never eaten, never slept 24 hours chanting Ram's name again and again and again and again. Going on chanting, that separation, intense separation. Even after coming back to Ayodhya from Ravana, again the story continued. She lived 12 years in Valmiki ashram, thinking of Lord Ram's lotus feet 24 hours a day. Bhakti is very intense. So Sita Mata represents bhakti. Externally, it may look that they are going through pain, but that bhakti is so severe, intense. The attachment is so intense. They become Krishnized. The devotee, because he's constantly thinking of Krishna so deeply, he becomes Krishnized. I don't know how many of you have seen couples, very deeply united couple, attached couple, husband and wife, both of them will have similar looks, bodily language, their features, their thoughts, it will be very similar, and most of the time we mistake them to be like brother and sister. Actually, they're husband and wife, but you may feel, oh, they're brother and sister because they look alike. Their body language is same. Because they are consciously so deeply engrossed, they look alike, like a mother and a daughter. Many times the kids look like parents. Because when they were in the womb, the mother is consciously meditating on the children all the time. How my baby will look, whether she will be a boy, he will be a boy, or she will be a girl, how he's going to come up, 24 hours, the mother is thinking about the baby, and the consciousness influences the baby, and the baby comes out exactly looking like father or mother, like that. Consciously. Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sachame na pranashyati. A intense devotee who is meditating on Krishna 24 hours a day, thinking of Krishna, thinking of Ram, wanted to serve Ram, his whole mission, total absorption in bhakti. That is what is Mother Sita. Externally, it may look like a lot of pains and things, but actually, they bind the Supreme Lord in their heart through bhakti. So this is actually journey of Mother Sita. And Ramayana very beautifully depicts what is bhakti. It depicts different levels of bhakti. Selfless bhakti, Lakshmana, Bharata, Mother Sita. Selfish bhakti, Sugriva, like that, all kinds. Vibhishana's bhakti is different, Sugriva's bhakti is different, Hanuman, Dasya Bhava, all kinds of devotion is explained in Ramayana, and Mother Sita's bhakti becomes the topmost. Sitayam Charitam Mahat. So this is a great lesson, great epic, and we request devotees to always chant the glories of Krishna and Ram. In this lifetime, we should make it successful and go back to Godhead. In 11th canto of Bhagavatam, Prabhupada, Krishna is speaking to Uddhava, and Krishna gives an example of a Bringi. Actually, the story is related by Krishna to Uddhava. How intense bhakti should be. Bringi means it's a wasp, and there is a bug, tiny insects. How does Bringi reproduce? It is explained in Bhagavatam. Bringi is a wasp. What does this wasp do? The wasp will catch tiny insects, come, and inside the house they will build a mud plaster, tiny mud plaster, and they will push this insect inside and trap the insect inside that mud plaster. Tiny mud thing will be there here and there in the walls. In India, we have many. I don't know about your place. Here and there, in the wall, you can see tiny mud plaster. And there is a bug inside trapped by the Bringi. Bringi brings that bug and pushes and traps the bug. Then after some time, the wasp will fly and sting the bug. I don't know how many of you have got honeybees stung. It's horrible. Then this bug, tortured in severe pain. And the wasp will fly away. After 4 hours, it will come back, again sting, and it will go. So 24 hours, this bug is thinking, when will the wasp come again? When will the wasp? Thinking of the wasp all the time. After 12, 15 days, the mud thing will break and the bug will miraculously turn into the same Bringi. Normal bug has turned into got the form of Bringi, and it will fly away and it will continue the story. This example is given by Krishna to Uddhava in 11th canto of Bhagavatam. This is consciousness. When you very deeply think of something all the time and all your actions are related to it, whatever that subject is will appear in front of you. That is called meditation in bhakti. Think of Krishna. Prahlad was thinking of Krishna all the time. And Narsingadeva appeared in front of Prahlad. And such an intense bhakti is Mother Sita. And this is a great lesson for all of us. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. And we wish you a great festival, reading and listening to Bhagavatam for the last 30 days. And I'm honored to get an opportunity in this wonderful assembly. Thanks to all the senior devotees and all the members. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, for summing up the
Krishna.
Ramayana
Thank you,
so
Prabhu.
beautifully for us. I would like to request everybody to switch on their mics, please. Switch off their mics for now, please. We will give a chance to you. Just give me a second to thank Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu, for summing up the Ramayana so beautifully, giving us such a depth of understanding on the subject matter. I would once again like to express our gratitude on behalf of the entire congregation for you to make time, come here and narrate to us the beautiful pastimes of the Lord. With that, we come to the end of the session. If anybody has any questions for Prabhu, you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Otherwise, we will go on to Aarti. Okay, I think we can go on to Aarti. Aarti will be done in two homes today. One is the home of for the English host, and the other is for the Malayalam host today. We will start with Shanti Mataji's home today first, and I invite the Aarti group headed by Revati Mataji today to come in and start the bhajan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhus and Matajis. I'll first sing the Prabhupada Pradam mantra, followed by Ramashtakam. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Sakarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Bhaje Vishesha Sundaram Samasta Papa Kandanam Swabhakta Chitta Ranjanam Sadaiva Rama Madvayam Rama 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 Ram 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 Jatakalabha Shobhitam Samasta Papanasakam Swabhakta Bhiti Vanjanam Bhajeha Rama Madvayam Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram Rama 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 Ram निजस्वरूप बोधगं कृपाकरं भवापहं समं शिवं निरञ्जनं भजेह राममद्वयं राम 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 सह प्रपञ्चकल्पितं यनामरूपवस्तवं निराकृतिं निरामयं राममद्वयं राम 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 निष्प्रपञ्च निर्विकल्प निर्मलं निरामयं चिदेकरूपसन्ततं भजेह राममद्वयम् राम 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 भवक्तिपोतरूपकं यशेषदेहकल्पितं गुणाकरं कृपाकरं भजेह राममद्वयम् राम 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 महावैक्यबोधके विराजमान वक्पडे परब्रह्म व्यापकं भजेह राममद्वयम् राम 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 शिवप्रदं सुखप्रदं भवस्थितं ब्रह्मपदं विराजमानदेशिकं भजेह राममद्वयम् राम 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 रामाष्टितं पठति यः सुकरं सुपुण्यं व्यासेन भाष्टितमिदं शृणुते मनुष्यः विद्यां श्रियं विपुलसौख्यमनन्तकीर्तिं सम्प्राप्य देहविलये लभते च मोक्षम्.
Thank you, Revati Mataji, for that rendition, and thank you, Shanti Mataji, for allowing us into your home. I would now like to request the second host, Venkatachalam Prabhu and Rajalakshmi Mataji, and would like to invite Amrita Mataji to lead the Aarti. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I'll be singing Rama Mantra Jabiso. Rama Mantra Jabiso, He Manuja. Rama Mantra Jabiso. Rama Mantra Jabiso, He Manuja. Rama Mantra Jabiso. ಮಂತ್ರ ಈ ಮಂತ್ರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನೆ ಕೆಡಬೇಡ ಆ ಮಂತ್ರ ಈ ಮಂತ್ರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನೆ ಕೆಡಬೇಡ ಸೋಮಶೇಖರ ತನ ಸತಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮಂತ್ರ ಸೋಮಶೇಖರ ತನ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮಂತ್ರ ರಾಮ ಮಂತ್ರವ ಜಪಿಸೋ हे मनुजा राम मंत्रव जपिसो सकल विधंगलिगे सारवे निप मंत्र मुक्ति मार्ग के इदे मूल मंत्र सकल विधंगलिगे सारवे निप मंत्र मुक्ति मार्ग के इदे मूल मंत्र भक्ति रस के बटे ओमे तोरुव मंत्र भक्ति रस के बटे ओमे तोरुव मंत्र सुख निधि पुरंदर विठलन मंत्र सुख निधि पुरंदर विठलन मंत्र राम मंत्रव जपिसो हे मनुजा राम मंत्रव जपिसो राम मंत्रव जपिसो हे मनुजा राम मंत्रव जपिसो
Thank you, Amrita Mataji, and thank you, Venkatachalam Prabhu and Rajalakshmi Mataji, for allowing us into your beautiful home. With that, we come to the end of day 31 session. Tomorrow is our last day, and we are hoping to see all of you again join us. We have an interesting lineup, a little bit of a change for tomorrow. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow to discover what is the new thing that we've added tomorrow. With that, I would like to wish everybody Jai Shri Ram and Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri
Jai Shri Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Ram.
Hare
Jai Shri
Krishna.
Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Ram.
Hare Krishna.